Full many a play of passions have you seen, on stage and tube and the immortal screen. And most do tell you what a playwright thinks of love, war, peace, art, science, skating rinks. And many another is haunted by the specter of the opinions of a director. But what we players think, what's on our minds, are facts an audience very seldom finds. What drives us onward, inward, as we flog ourselves through many a muddled monologue? Or when great lovers on the stage start quarreling, who really is their much disputed darling? Well, tonight we present, upon this stage, in costumes redolent of a statelier age, such scenes as you have seen before. Intrigues and trickeries, tragedies, laughs galore, stereotypes and archetypes disporting, fun makers frolicking and clowns cavorting. But with this difference, we do not pretend to be in Rome, in Egypt, at Land's End, Constantinople, Cairo, or Cathay, but here before you, putting on a play. Our characters too traditional to tell. Two gentlemen, a beau, his lovely belle, a villain vile as anyone could want, and me, milady's maid and confidant. We'll work through scenes that you have seen for years, which did you put your fingers in your ears, you'd think from Hamlet or from Faust, I'll bet, or even Romeo and Juliet. But when this prologue ends and action starts, you'll hear not authors' words, but actors' hearts. Not distant thoughts, but clear, immediate talk on being a star, a character man, a walk-on. No more pretending in historic schemes, no more a puppet in a dramatist's dreams. Tonight, we leave our masks upon the shelves. Tonight, we make a spectacle of ourselves. Yes, it's our own thoughts you'll hear us discuss. But please, don't think me too imperious. We'd like to hear, too, what you think of us.
Depot Theater on May 19th, opening the show.
Here we are, setting the scene for the audience.
I think of it as opening the show.
Yeah? I think of it as banding unimportant small talk with you while we all wait for the letting actors to come on.
Aha! But an audience remembers mostly the opening and the closing of a show. It's been proven. Read reviews.
Only read my own.
But yours are mine, and my reviews are yours. And so are the stars' reviews our own, and the authors and directors. Why, even the notices for the costumes and the sets, in a sense, belong to us all. Oh, why must there be this eternal, dreary conflict?
But you're striking a pose of conscientious professionalism. That leaves nothing for me to do but be snide, snippy, and sarcastic.
You could follow my lead.
What? And only appear to be your shadow?
We will both be the shadow. By the stars.
I hate what this situation does to us.
Nevertheless, that is the situation. Then if you want any audience sympathy at all, well, you'd best to do as well as you can with whatever you're given to do.
Hell. Enough of this. The lead actor!
Lead actor.
The lead actors are coming on, and we will be forgotten, I bet.
I'll take that bet. But, more of this anon.
And on, and on, and on.
Here are the stars.
Yes, here we are, leading players, squabbling for attention.
Oh, don't say that. Let's play that we're in love.
One longing look from you, and I become the idol of all eyes.
And I become the secret inner soul of all the audience. For it is clear that I, like they, adore you. And you are cold and cruel like all your kind.
What? Cold and cruel? Can they think that of me? When I stand here, I, sharing the stage with you, playing only with you, or without you, when it pleases our author to give me singleton stage. Speaking of you, performing heroics for you, weeping when I betray you. I betray you only because the plotline says I must. I, cold, cruel, heartless, I...
Yes! Cold and cruel! And none knows it better than I. For in these long and hideous rehearsals, I have seen how, though neither looks good without the full cooperation of the other, you have made a vow to take the stage, to gesture, to modulate and boom. Somehow, despite my willingness to submit to the inevitable bipolarity of the sexual star system, to take from me the most valuable thing I own, to wrench from me, whilst playing at being my lover, that one possession no actress can lose without losing her honor forever. The people's love.
How could I take any love from you? I love you. The second act will show how much. And if indeed the audience's love is mine, and if indeed I give my love to you, then have I not merely, through heroic gestures, gathered their honest open hearts and presented them in a bright bouquet to you?
As well you should. I stand here while you monologue, with nothing to react, and you berate me deep in your shallow soul, even for being...
I think we are forgetting we are lovers.
Lovers indeed! We must keep up this show. Lovers in every deed, and yet not in fact. There's a verbal paradox for you.
Well, there are other listeners to this wrangle, these two here. And if we do not now relate to them, who'll think us kind and gracious?
Sooth, our social duties hang upon us like fine costumes. Though they be the prose and not the poetry of the stars. Come, take my hand and let's try to learn to trust and speak to these bit players as we must.
Hello there, my fine good men. Why wait you here? Ought you not be off studying lines and polishing clever bits of busyness?
In truth, sir, we prefer to hang around ogling yourselves, in awe of your beauty, your treachery, but representing more or less the people in the seats, hoping to drain away some small, teeny-weeny affection through mechanisms of audience identification.
Well said.
This is but just, my lord, for they will often, ere the night is o'er, do much to make the plot and set the tone, providing interludes, junk to set off such jewels as ourselves.
Aye, that is their function, and they serve it well, turning their backs on fame and making us twin centers of attention.
Yes. Let them know nothing of our sometimes quarrels. Here, actors 1 and 2. Come, see me elsewhere. Charmingly exiting, we shall present an image of such overwhelming prettiness that even in my lord's upcoming monologue, we, by clever contrast, shall be remembering. Now, actor 1, actor 2. Both mine. Frame me like Venus on a Valentine. partake of this, my first smart exit line.
If I could hold an audience alone, would I not do so? Playing with others galls, yet there is a limit to my self-expression. These lines, this costume, these celestial lights, and my own power to attract, appeal, enslave, incite, arouse, and hold your sight. These things are true and solid and demonstrable. But even now, the plot line is so slight, the element of charm so overworked, your possible envy of my love affair, my sex appeal, my stardom, may have piled up to the point where it begins to pain you. It's now a hero must take some risks, admit on stage the secondary roles, enlist the services of thieves and trolls, rhyme if he must. Anything to ensure your growing interest in principles impure.
Oh, that was stunning, sir!
Say your next line.
The character man is just off stage.
How can you know this?
My lady is freshening her makeup.
Well, we'll give her more making up to do. Bring in this bitter character man to me.
Oh, what clever lines! They do foretell much hugger-mugger in the plot.
Get out of here with your ear-catching phrases which clowns so often have and stars have not.
Yes, sirree.
Yes, sire.
Yes, sire. Yes, sire. Yes, sire.
The character man. He's come for his one short scene. Venomous, ugly, not overtly strong nor sensuous to your brute imagination. If I could enter into scenes with him, displaying the darker facets of my role, then she, my leading lady, will seem pale. Can I do this betrayal? Act like whores? And keep my self-respect? Or even yours?
Make up your mind of that.
Too late. He'd scream now if his part were cut, and I owe him $5. And nothing but.
There is a subtle hatred in souls such as you, Star Billy, fans cooing. You play fine lovers. Well, I must be content to get such bit parts. That's to pay the rent. You hunks who look so handsome in tight hose. You get new poetry more than us old pros. You have this play to display your two facets. I have but one scene to flaunt my myriad assets. I can tear this stage to tatters if I may, yet win respect by staying in the play.
Come on. I feel more young already. That tiny taint of bitchiness in me seems merely boyish raillery. Okay. How now, colorful character? Let's see if we can do a scene that's hard and smart, lending me some of her voluptuousness by juxtaposition with your thorny wiles.
Thorny wiles? I work my diction clean. Study expression as you never do, yet all the action pivots in you. And now, you need my help. Ask how I know.
How can
By
you know?
studying my script! While all you do is learn your lines and wait. I comprehend my character and yours, for while you gamble off stage in romances, interviews, treasons to your heart, movies, commercials. Barred to me, I, as runty schoolboy, hackneyed youth, unlovable man, and frequent ugly drunk, sought recourse in resources of art. My voice is trained. You, natural baritone, cannot compete in sheer variety. My bulk is studied with surprising grace. While you, in tights, display, and tiresomely, nothing more grand than lovers' gifts from God.
Not God, but playwright gave us both these roles. Each of us a side of him act out. If I accept my shallowness and show, then you, with equal equanimity, your turbulent villainy should in turn portray.
Enough! We'll hear enough of him tonight. Let's hear some plot! He's dealt you cleverness as well as charm. The sneak has all the lines. Yet I, folding his envy with my own, will find some way to work you lovers' arm.
But I need you for my variety, and you need me to get you in the play. Let's seal a pact. We'll do these complex improvs whenever I can get her off the stage. And in exchange, we'll let you be dark, smart, venomous, unappetizing, using up all the audience's images of themselves as scheming, bitter, disappointed, satanic, seductive, irredemptive, vile. All their self-loathing focused on your role, leaving me free to be what I want to be.
The bargain struck. And if you play me false, now that we've set the motive for my grief, if you do not call me back on, suckle my sick need, then I'll make sounds backstage. And will distract from your big scene that polishes off this act.
Poor thing. What have we stars transformed you to? Truly, the stars rule everything we do.
If I stay on 1 second more, I'll lose my black attraction. I vanish from this room. Look there! That amber light is good for you!
It is? Why, thanks. Oh, now where'd he get to? Must theater be like this? This little stage might well have carried pageantries of joy, light-hearted rompings, musicals that toy with only the upper chords of our strung lives. Oh, clerks and waitresses, harlots, husbands and wives, if ever you did what you ought not to do, for God's sake, pity me what I'm going through.
My lord, your lady waits. She seems impatient. Having completed her primary costume change, she hungers for an audience with you.
Oh, clever punster. Her here, you there. Get two.
My lord! My liege, I've changed my costume now. I've been through so much since you let me go. You might have called me back. But enough of that. Shrewish I won't be, nor calculating neither. Nor will I remind you how, back there, among clutter and Kleenex, frantically I've preened. Altered my hairdo, always trusting you to keep the people happy and amused. So, what's happened since I left? You seem the same. Alert, intelligent, appearing. Oh, you have done well. I can tell you have. How proud I am to share this evening's starry spot with you.
I could believe you, were your jewels fewer. I could believe you had you looked at me and not up at the spotlight as you entered. I could believe that you loved me if I chose, for I am a brilliant actor. I can believe anything. Could believe we might still radiate together with goodwill were your expression smaller, meant for me, not billboard grimaces painted on your jowls, bowling like bowling pins to the furthest row. Yes, could believe this mask-like countenance were painted for my pleasure.
My lord, would you deny me half a line?
Oh, feed me lines. What were you doing back there while I out here handled the plot alone, juggling words and metaphors like pentacles?
The lacquer on my nails took long to dry.
What were you doing? Getting into full drag, hustling into that Christmas tree to re-enter old Gideon Bloody once they were tired of me. Oh, feed me lines. Tell me what I should do, for obviously they want to look at you.
I am aghast that you should play me so. What sort of lover, hero would you be if I were less than gorgeous? Brilliant, bold. Do you not know, unintelligent ham? It is the beloved makes the lover great. What king can be a king without a slave? What soloist, with no mob of evening dress musicians in ensemble? What actor can without an audience work? Would you prefer to play the lover alone? Moon and rant and sigh without a mate? Oh, don't! I could play Medea if I chose. Mary, Mary, Rosalind. All those roles that let a woman make the stage her own. And you, ungrateful boy, with only me to tell the audience you are a man. With me alone to gasp, fawn, flutter, weep, offer my body, make resounding vows. You, who I have seen play lackeys and sound effects and multiple lesser roles, you stand there, called the star, and never know, or wish to know, or think, or hope to know that leading ladies make the leading man. Oh, no, hear me out. I'm really winging now. Remember Richard Burton? Coddling favor with bored reviewers in Shakespearean roles, playing second lead to famous faggots, flopping in all his early movie roles, settling for trashy war films, or exploiting his sour virility in The Bramble Bush. You've never seen The Bramble Bush, or Prince of Players? Not even Desert Rats? You never bothered to go see him play despite his diction, his frenzy, and his fine physique. You never noticed that you never noticed a certain Burton till an imported tailor sized his material up and cut him down. Stripped him to a vulgar bathing suit beside a rented swimming pool in Rome and caused the world to telescope its lenses. Never ever noticed Jacqueline, Bouvier, Kennedy, Onassis. Merely by marrying, setting styles in men for 1,000,000 shop girls. Oh, I swore to love you utterly, Tuesday through Saturday, for a contracted run, setting aside my weekends and lunch hours to kindle erotic holidays for the throng. Memorized, rehearsed at weird hours in wind-bebattered lofts in neighborhoods more sinister than Dr. Caligari. And you irredeemable narcissist, you showy vulgarian lit but by my glue, dangling from my fingertips like tissue. playing a lover, can appreciate no part of my benevolent sacrificing. Oh, how can I so misestimate a How can I look with love upon you when all you intended was betrayal, calumny, obloquy, stinging repartee? My God, I could have spent those days and nights sending out photographs and resumes!
I see there is no boundary to your boldness. It's not enough that you should come on refreshed, having been made the subject of the plot. It's not enough that you should be re-costumed, glittering in a fabric doubtless chosen backstage from a sizable selection having seen the colors of the lights. Now, that would be enough for Barbara Streisand, Anne-Margaret, or even Elton John, stars complacent in their style and following. No. You must come on singing that's entertainment, echoing famous headlines, scheming, and under masquerade of an address, belabor my presumed inadequacies for a page and a half by my approximate account. Zounds! Is this how you play the lover? What's left for your Medea, may I question? What venom and vitriol could you muster were you to play Electra's jealousy, Clytemnestra's rationalized adultery, Phaedra's pedophilia, or Cleopatra, or all the other roles that end in ah? Good God! Methinks if you were doing Juliet, you'd slip me cyanide in French kisses, or were I Benedict, you Beatrice. I know you changed the wording of your lines, leaving me with no purpose to my puns. Oh, I understand the plot of this play now. Why I am set to subtle machinations, paired with that roaring reject, shown as scheming, suffering shame and sorrow for no reason. Ha! No reason! That should be our title. No wonder I'm so soon so suicidal.
How dare you exit? I am unprepared. Oh, Lord. Have I misunderstood some subtext? What have I done that he should so upstage me? I have but spoken logically for my character, listened attentively, tried to build up tears. What sting could whip his anger to such tempo that he'd speed up our second scene together, full knowing I need a slower rhythm or can't cry? What have I done? That he should leave, badly rhyming, leaving me, I confess it prettily, half ravaged by his new ferocity. Why had he given me that in rehearsal? Who knows what might have happened? I am thrown, glittering, lion-like, angered. And what anger! I must be well cast with him, well mated, for even now I feel his anger's double, but female and receptive by convention, rising in me at his swift multiple offense. And all I have done is be bedazzling. What should I do? How should I not appear in finer raiment? What should I do off stage? Rehearse my lines? I know my lines. I learn them in rehearsal. Am I to blame if I am Miss Quick Study? No. Surely it can't be that. He changes later. Oh, have I been playing too much to the people? Or that permitted him to see my profile? And all my leading men prefer my profile. To work themselves up into usable fevers. Oh, wait. Can it be? Can it be he suddenly found he loves me? Has the audience quickened me to some stirring perfume? Oh, no, that's an old trick. That's the way Blanche Yerker tried to take Hamlet from John Barrymore. And sweet Greer Garson walked off with Mrs. Miniver under the eyes of her lovesick male co-star. No. I'd look sweeter doubting that he loves me. Oh, but wait, he said, oh, I know men are guilt-ridden quicker than women and with more dramatics. But he said something. I was so busy watching. He seemed to mention subtle machinations and something scheming and a roaring reject. Oh, could that be those scenes with him and Fatso? Those talky scenes I never finished reading. I too think I can understand this play now. Oh, he's been up to something. Something behind my back. Something with that piggy character actor. Oh, yes, I think I understand now. In horror, certain later scenes that I've been doing mechanically and counting on my costumes. Just think of all I've done for him, letting myself seem vain and superficial, and getting him rave reviews for rages. Why, I could look up at a light in sorrow. No, I'll save the big effects for later. Right now, I need support and understanding. It's time to call those clowns on, while I ponder whether to play the second act much blunder. 1 and 2! Like a children's game, I call you.
Miss Myra, would you like for me to ball you?
What's that?
A typical topical reference like Shakespeare. That'll be a joke for scholars in 10 years.
Well, this is one of Bob's frivolous throwaway shows, so we'll stick to eternal referencing. Prose?
How quickly you come.
Merely by looking at you, my lady.
Did you poke fun at me?
Only probingly, and at some length.
Is this the way a leading lady's answered?
If she asks leading questions.
You padding your parts?
Oh, being close to you.
Much bigger.
Well, I don't think I've done this with both of you before.
In truth, would be more fitting with one of us behind.
You take me aback.
I'd hope to give you a front.
You! Do you find working with me is making you grow as an actor?
Madam, working with you would make any actor swell.
Trifle with me and you'll lose your part.
'Tis fine with me if I lose my part in the whole.
They teach us to think of the show as a whole.
Do you think of the show as a whole?
Yes. And were her skirt gone, it would make the whole show.
You must not speak of me as if I were absent.
In truth, she would make a fine present.
Careful, you clowns, or I will have your parts.
Both our parts at once.
'Tis difficult to tell her threats from her promise.
It is hard.
But as a star, she could make things soft for us.
You go too far. I spoke but of your roles.
But our roles would be meatier if we had some of your background.
Sarah, I owe my background to many teachers.
Damn. And I've been paying for mine with money.
I will not take that standing up.
I know to your sex, lying comes more easily.
I take it.
She admits it. She takes it.
Pay me our bet.
I take it you clowns would someday like to play lovers.
Oh, nay, milady. We're strictly heterosexual.
I did not mean with each other.
Even with each other.
I mean, I suppose you look up to those above you.
Only when we're standing under bleachers.
Under bleachers. You refer to blondes.
It's the only way to tell if they really are blondes.
I don't understand a single one of these cues. But what I do want to know is, have you been watching the show, or do you have a television in the wings?
We have been watching the show, and I've something to tell you.
Go on.
That's not what I tell you.
Faith, when you consider what a muddle's coming up, in truth would be merciful to restore the stalls to the streets and let them guess the outcome.
No, we could tell them.
Or we could make some more corny puns on the word.
That's not mistake.
Oh, some critic will probably say you did anyway. Now please, allow me, by the God of actor's integrity that I have, by allowing you back on, allowed you to be more conspicuous and adorable.
If there is no God, then anything is allowed.
Are you thinking aloud?
It's not that.
Okay.
So tell me, if in return for this small favor, you'd be willing to do a service for me.
Well, I would serve you as a bull does service a cow.
Oh! I have a riddle for you.
What would you riddle me?
How does the cow best serve by the bull?
How now?
En brochette!
Goodness, what a storm of so-called jokes. I feel a foil.
Foil for a foil?
She hit a bad rapper.
Listen, I have only to order you off, and you'll look damn bad actors if you don't obey. So can the mixed nuts and give the answers straight! Couldn't express my feelings better if it was improvised.
All right. Back to the script. After this brief diversion
Of puckish pranks.
and merry jests,
This isn't in the script!
well, it's about to be.
Ladies and gentlemen!
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't want to be hurt nobody's feelings.
Ain't no one's feelings left. Hi, George. Ain't no one's feelings left unhurt after that remark.
Good. And by the law of the double negative, we done hurt no one by hurting everyone.
Well, what do you want? Good grammar or good taste?
Yeah, one or the other.
Huh. So now, yous out here. We know that you're all missing your favoriteest TV programs right about now. So's every night this theater performs a never-before resorted to function.
Oh, Jesus, what you gonna do? Give away dishes?
No, but I might pick one up if you'd shut up. But out! Ladies and gentlemen, and undecideds, to compensate for your leaving the front of the old boob tube,
To the back of the house.
we present a quick summary of everything that you're missing on the old Babble box right about now. Thank you. TV stinks tonight.
Must have been the burrito.
Well,
We could.
stretch this bit a bit further.
You've stretched this a bit too far. Now come. I mean, take a seat.
Oof.
No more sophomoric word play. So tell me, have you seen any dealings, double dealings I should say, between my lord and any other persons of this play?
Well, that's straightforward. Have we two?
Have we won?
If it were worth our while, we might have seen it.
So you will have seen it if I make it worth your while.
What worth is it precisely that you're offering?
You must not dream the dream you're dreaming. There are limits even to my paranoia. But tell me, quickly, what has been done here, and I will... If you have such information to make me appear more clever, for an audience likes a leading lady to have wits.
Have what?
Her word was wits.
Not twats?
Nickowitz, Dickwitz! If you have such news, then I will continually call you on, like this. And you can make such impromptu agreeability as you will. Is that agreed?
More scenes? Is that agreed? Nay, madam, that is not agreed. It is a lust, an addiction.
We'll tell you anything you want to know.
But it must be true. I'll not be played a fool.
But how do we know you'll call us back again?
Have I not made a vow before that sacred set of witnesses? The ticket-buying public? Is it not clear my overwhelming single goal is not to disappoint them?
I think I trust her.
I think we've got her trust up.
Uh-huh.
Very well, ma'am. Lean you close and listen.
This is getting serious. Back into blank verse.
'Twas on this spot, not 20 pages now, I saw him in a two-scene with the Terror!
Oh, I thought as much. I thought as much of him. No, do not speak. You do not need to speak. I know what sort of creature he is now. He is that sort that plots with minor players, making schemes, costumes, giving walk-ons weapons. His is a sort of heart that is suspicious, that worries lest his face fall from the spotlight, that thinks more on that than on his co-star. I didn't want to resort to this bartering banter and bugging into bargains with hussy clowns, horny and hankering hunkers. But 'twas he who pulled the pin and let the venom in. 'Tis he who irritates and makes me pearl. And there's not a mind or soul among them can blanch, or turn away, or think me less than just. If now I use such cheapness as was last seen, when Miss Dietrich thought her time was past. Come, riotous roasters, cherubs with your darts. Let's check how we can prick all hearers' hearts.
And you'll call us back your wits, or we'll flout you.
Oh, yes, you do well to keep your wits about you.
Yes. Let's away.
Away.
Let's
Away.
away. Far away. I had thought to make this evening quite another kind of play, but this ill breed needs such leavening. We'll see how low he'll lay.
You should not ever pull man's hope away. Nothing's gained, nothing to lose to venture. I am foredoomed in what I most would plot. Here, while they're off changing, sneaking drinks, I have my moment where I could explode. Villains who are complete have stolen shows. But what's the method here, where I am the tool? Their jibes and jealousies move the show along. I am nothing more than Desdemona's hanky, here to be dangled and there flushed away. Why, could I fume and strut like Charles Lott, curdle in treason, rot before your eyes? You go out talking only of my bluster. But I am a toy, frustrated, left over. The hero will beckon. Here, boy! Bare his soul. The heroine will denounce him, perhaps to me. And all their quarrels will be about each other. Unless I should, without a goal. Yes, like Iago, evil beyond all cause. Unless I should set them on each other. Why, that's the way. Why have I never seen it? Damn my training! Why should I thumb through acting textbooks meekly, obey the rules of integrity and the artist? Why should I give a damn for Stanislavski and hope like a beggar for polite applause? If I sing what they're dancing all along, soon you'll think they're dancing to my song. That's what I'll do. Now, I am a villain. And curse the fates that made me so unshapen. Yes, curse the code that makes a slim man prince. Rip, crush, kindle kindle into a ball of archetype iconoclastic flame the stupid restrictions that make a fat man foolish. I'll tell tales half true and hard to ravel that'll tangle them as these my bowels are tangled with anger, envy, rivalry, and distrust. I'll be on stage, yes, like a shadow of entering evil. Even when I'm obliged to be long off it, it'll be me pulls puppets about this platform on long and slimy strings, manipulates them. And this is a kind of stardom. Get that right. I'll stardom and stop them all tonight, and bless the curses that made me sad to see. Cheer them, or boo them. Through them! Acknowledge me!
I heard a voice. Did I come on late?
Ah, sir, I did extemporize a bit.
Extemporize?
I came on unannounced to give you warning.
What? Give me warning? But I've a scene with her.
You think she does not know that? How you've changed.
Has that a double meaning?
Aye, sir, and more. Look here. She's made a pact with those two actors.
What? Has she packed them in? That's hardly decent. Does the audience pity me being betrayed?
Oh. She's sunk much lower. Listen quickly, I hear her petticoats rustling and...
I'll bet she's changed again, with bells on her costume.
I've little time, it's true. She's getting gaudier. You should go off and get a glimmering cloak.
Glimmering cloak?
And when she comes on, she'll try upstaging.
Upstaging?
You know, forcing you to a downstage position. Your back to the people, and her up here exulting, the audience focusing on her famous face.
The trap!
So, do you first take that position, refusing to budge, and turn your back on her, addressing the audience directly in the most avant-garde. And she, far back upstage, will helpless be to capture their attention.
I'll give them full figure and flutter the cloak you spoke of.
There's one downstairs. Hurry, before she grabs it.
Why, you're a true friend. I'm glad I played up to you.
He'll be played out before his night is through. And now, I'll skip ahead, and in his anile wine, call her on with her next entrance line. I dissolve in a dust of vanity and regret. Ah, this is as good as it's ever likely to get.
Thank you. Oh, it's you. Is the male lead ill?
Ill-meaning when last I saw him, and probably still.
What mean you? Have we gone experimental?
Haste must make me seem ungentle.
Have I to carry on with a substitute leading man? Can I do something as clever as that? I think I can.
Lady, for love of you, I've broken script. That leading man of yours is really hipped on taking the limelight from you, and he plans to block your sight lines with the vanity that is man's. Now, here's a plan. Go off. Reverse your dress. Put the zipper in front. The rest, I'm sure you guess.
There's no end to his villainy. Will any plan suffice?
My plan will.
You're really very nice.
I'm back, and with the cloak.
It's time for your monologue.
You're really not bad for such a misshapen fraud. So, a love story's come to be an attention arena. We actors have not recourse to simple subpoena. This is what we must do to get our deserved adoration. We suffer and starve for a second of your adulation. I didn't want to do this. I wanted to do great deeds. But that bitch had to start in with bubbles, bangles, and beads. Well, if it must be waged thusly, then justly I wage this war. They say there are compensations in any sadness, and so there are. I hate to make my leading lady a joke, but I love to stand downstage in a glimmering cloak. I dissolve in a dust of vanity and regret. Oh, this is as good as it's ever likely to get.
Oh, there you are. I'm sorry.
Worthy of any queen.
I've been speaking with the bit players.
I'm not surprised.
I beg your pardon.
I mean, I have realized that I have been overbearing and overblown. Can you forgive me? I can't go on alone.
Oh, you mean you really want me here?
Madam, I swear, this moment would be nothing without you there.
Why, this could mean anything. I'm sure you know how I take it.
What an actress you are! Any feeling, I'm sure, you could fake it.
Why, from some that would seem empty praise. From you, it delights. You confirm all of my most profound insights.
Madam, if I could give you all the support you deserve, 'twould be as pleasurable as the killing of a nerve. Now, won't you join me downstage, where we can end the act together?
No! Oh, you deserve to stand there in single tether and dominate the scene. Proceed to do so. I'll remain here, your treasure in a trousseau.
I was right. She means to upstage me.
That's right! He takes the stage to enrage me!
You deserve all you're likely to get. Anybody want to lay a bet? Oh, love is a duet unparalleled in splendor, more beautiful than a nightingale in full flight, delighting in the vagaries of gender, when two see not one, but two moons in the night.
Proceed! My lord! Your words, they send a titter of recognition to the audience.
Oh, is that it? Love is a beauty that slowly does uncover, bearing on both sides that which is love at best. And so men joy when they do see a lover. What is handsome singly is doubly so abreast.
Go on, my lord.
But some of them, laugh.
Well, what do you care for a couple of boobs?
But boosting me, they knock me.
Oh, well, you know the type. Knockers are all alike. Go on. There's more to be revealed. I'll start the applause for you.
And as 2 points become obvious and unhampered, and both points are shaken by exercise and time, it becomes obvious that someone has tampered with a set of stern principles they regard as dung. Madam! It is not unknown for a performer to milk a scene, but have you not gone too far?
You're all an egotist! You have been found out!
Oh, 'tis you who have been found out, and you put yourself out!
Oh, you are more put out than I, for you are shown!
I am shown only what crowds have seen.
And what you can never win. And never win is the motto I have hung upon you now. For now I exit, leaving you the stage as a ninny, a non-entity, claiming to adore what he is known to despise. Oh, your schemes are obvious and clumsy, and I am glad I have found you out, most fallen star. For all the second act, I'll be victorious. But whatever you do, you can never surmount this ignominy. And now I exit, leaving you alone with the audience you hope to steal from me. Wretched and risible, ha! With half a speech of love to speak, and no one to speak it to. Survive that if you can. By flopping myself out, I have made you flop. I go in glory. You may stay here and finish your speech. Much sadder. Or leave it unfinished. Doesn't even
She is right. She has stolen you from me. Somehow she found out the vicious ambitions I chose to feed and flout. So I might as well say the speech the author put here, though I have been abandoned by that slut here. A speech of love, and no one to speak it to. How can I ever hope for forgiveness from you? Well, here goes. Yes, I have been less than noble in my dealings. Yes, I have vulgarly flaunted myself and lied. Yes, I have delved in my most contemptible feelings. Yes, I am something to ridicule and deride. Yes, I am begging for atoms of your affection. Bent and bewildered by your impenetrable pride. Riddled by that one impalpable infection, to be in your burning vision deified. It's not that I ask for mercy, you have no mercy. It's not that I ask forgiveness, you have no cause. 'Twere better to ask forgiveness from Satan or Circe. You are enigma, they at least have laws. It's only that I must lay before you the truth now, knowing you know it, pretending not to plead. I cannot plead ignorance, accident, eagerness, youth now. My knowledge of you is matched by your knowledge of me. Whatever is cancerous or contemptible in me came by that self-same obvious avenue, attempting to win what never attempted to win me. All I have done to be loved by you.
get to start this act, even if it is with dumb felines. So, what do we do now? They're all split up. People are back in the seats. Here we are.
What do we do?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. Whatever there is to do.
There is to do whatever you want to do. It all depends on how you see the show. I see it as the story of two clowns looked down upon perhaps by all the cast who take the plot into their own two.
4 hands. But let it pass. Come, tell me more.
And no.
This is the story, as you all have seen, of one cast out of the great round of love, whose vengeance was more terrible than death, or will be if the plot will bend my way.
It's difficult bearing the weight of the tale of a woman who made one mistake and paid for it in anguish past proportion, all out of balance with her innocent sin.
Story of a man who went too far and could no more turn back will soon be done. Bear with us what we must bear to the end, the spiritual rebirth of your humble friend, a man who gave his soul to save the show.
Now, this will be my only monologue. Bob says we need a quiet moment here, and you must help with that. I'll tell you why. People really ought to love each other, but that requires some real cooperation. Now, I can come out here and tell my love, but that's no good at all unless you listen. So, think about this with me. Think on this. You all can cough and shuffle, shift your coats, laugh if you want to, talk about the show, and still get all the plot there is to get. But this is my one chance to be with you. Now think about that. Yeah. Now think about how if you look away, you only lose one glimpse of one performer. But I lose contact with 100 eyes. If your thoughts wander off, you lose one thought and gain another. But I lose the thoughts of half 100 people all at once. Now I stand here and make my little gestures. If you get in one another's way, well, you lose communication for an instant. But I've lost it for all time to come. If you should cough, you each would lose one syllable. But I've lost my only chance to reach you. My love is cut off by your inattention, and yours cut off from me. So try to listen. My monologue is drawing to a close. Just a minute, you can all relax. But for that moment, try to be together. With me, with each other, all one spirit. Oh, think of my joy that would come from your politeness. Think of Bob's love that passes through me to you. If you should talk to one another, you only miss one word out of a page. But I miss 50, so my loss is greater. If you should come back late from intermission, you will have lost one monologue out of many. But I'll have lost my one and only one. Now, you are the only audience I've got. If I lose you, there's no returning. So, thank you for your kind attention. But before I give the stage up to the story, let me remind you that if, as I exit, there's no sound of general approval, you'll have lost one hand out of many, but I'll have lost forever. Think about it.
still don't see. We need them to be lovers in order to provide us with a plot.
Yes, yes, that's it. They must get back together. Then they can call us on for merrymaking, and we'll all end in general enjoyment.
This whole thing is so weirdly complicated. I don't know why we just don't do a number.
But in this kind of a show, that is a number. To do our proper purpose to the plot. That is how we earn the love of those who listen.
They liked us when we broke the lovers up.
And will more when we unite them later.
You know, I thought it was going to be fun to be an actor.
Well, there's fun, and there's fun. But earning love's the greatest.
Yeah. Well, I think I'd rather stay high all the time.
I think nothing really can compare to knowing everyone who's out there loves you. If you haven't got the role they call a hero, then you must accept the one you're fit for, and act it to the best of your ability, and rest content that, if it is a good show, your role's as important as the lead.
But if you have your friends' love and your families, why do you need this sneaky extra helping? That's the thing I still don't understand.
Perhaps one is accustomed to some surplus. Or perhaps a love withdrew that left a hunger.
Or maybe some people just don't like themselves much and need the extra boost of acclamation.
That's as may be. But why everyone needs it, if one performs with skill, then one has earned it. Speaking of which, let's go work out our skill.
And keep it in concordance with this theme. Bless you, bless you.
Yeah. It's best to be loved. But fear will do. I could make you love me. Were I willing to use such cheap devices as the hero used to get you at the first act curtain, kneeling and weeping and opening up his liver, but I can make you fear me and still hold you. And none of your business why I want to do it. But I'll tell you. I'll take this play from fantasy into reality. Planted right in now. Which is one of the reasons you'll fear me more than love me. I know the reasons. And I also know the present. The present is the time you need love most. Because there is no God. And there are too many people. Nobody really needs you in particular. Whatever you do, someone could do it better. And anyway, it isn't necessary. Because life has no meaning. So look out. You better use whatever charm or pathos, sensual or literary style, sentimental or historical value you may have to make somebody love you. We don't live in a wilderness anymore. You can't grow your own food or haul your water. Everything you get from someone. They could as easily give it to another. So pay yourself. Or give terrific parties. Or know. Or be a star. indiscriminately. For you live in an age when all are extra. As for me, I choose the opposite. I choose to be a fiery, angry tyrant. Undesirable, untouchable, put you off, be left alone, better than to be loved. Be above love. And to somehow prosper. That's my mystery. And my kind has survived throughout all history.
But what use to be loved or held in awe, if not for a greater purpose than one's own? I have forgotten everything I've lived for, cheapened myself, given in to envy, resorted to gross practices and postures, and wrecked the thing that I set out to build. I see now that each flaw that I suspected merely reflected flaws I hid in me. Did I suspect betrayal? I was ready, was I not, with treasons of my own? Did I accuse his love of being covered from behind a loving cover where I spied? Oh, no, I have not been honest. Not with others, not with myself, and certes not with I was so willing that he should pretend devotion to me. I taught him to pretend, helped him so to fabricate illusion, and then was sharp when he eluded me. If I had made him love me, he'd have loved me. If I had loved him, he'd have trusted me. One must be loved for all that one believes in. I'll go to him. I'll tell him I've repented. Bear all his blame and scorn and make him see I want to be a better leading lady. I never meant him harm or them distress. Just, and he'll be the better for it, don't you think? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And I'll be much more beautiful. Much more in repose. And I will deserve the love that I demanded. Yes, still demand. For now I do deserve. Yes. And he'll be better for it too, don't you think? I never did dislike him. It was just time and circumstance that played us such a trick. And you bit players. Well, we could just left you out. Come, dress me, and we'll go meet him in that charming scene. Oh, wait! I see this speech is lacking some conclusion. I will be loved for all that's best in me. And I'll draw him into my noble plan. Man must become like his gods, or his gods would become like man.
Perhaps I am more primitive than they, or more sophisticated. Or perhaps it's only my experience and theirs that gives us each his own particular focus. But all they say to me seems duck and dodging. I feel less bound by schools, even plot. Perhaps because I revel in your blessing. Perhaps because I crave it not at all. Perhaps because of warring, weird factors. I don't care. I have come to a crux where I am honest, and bear with me, it may not last so long. I will be loved, I was loved, or I was not. That's too far back to factor. But I will be, by anyone and everyone, be loved. But I am most perverse, irregular, astonishing, astounding, chameleonic, playing games that I alone know rules to. To love me for our kinship, I'll turn rebel, run from our home, and dare you to recant. Admire me for my beauty, and I'll be bloated, scruffy, unshaven, red-eyed, and unkempt. Praise me for my gentlemanly deportment, then I will outrage, scandalize, defile. Regard me for profound religious bearing, and I'll roar sacrilege, smack in the nave, smack in the sacristy, smack in the inner sanctum. Audience of impostors, give me trust, and I'll forswear you, loan, and I'll renege. Then care for me, for my dear human failings, and I'll turn straight-laced Puritan and straight. Love me for my glamour, and I'll be slouched, sodden, and dully honest. There is no corner you can count me in. I came here to be worshipped from all angles. I came here not pretending, merely letting others think. I came for others' reasons. Grant me an inch, one unit of perception, and I'll start testing in the next dimension. Love me. Love. My molecules screech it. Listen, love me, not others' words, a story, the others with me, the relevance to yourselves. I'll chuck them far away. I'd shed fine costumes, but that you'd love me for my stunning front, inherited from an ancient line of lines. No, love not lights, nor costumes, nor designs, nor jests, nor juxtapositions, but love me. Love me for being like you, and I'll be better, and then be worse, leaving that cause confounded. Dote on my being different, and I'll be average, archetype, ideal image, till you love me. Oh, oh, I am the past and master of this pastime. I'll chase and be chased through mirrors made in mazes, dazzling with the whirligig paths I wend you, then stop, leave you heaving as if from dancing, and change in your grip to something ordinary, only to whistle again as the wind starts whistling, leaving you to bemoan. Believe, be loved. And mired in these marbles, nothing else to admire. Not hesitant to hesitate or flee, mad to be sane, thirsting to be unthirsting, certain I am uncertain, forced to command. I will eventually, when you have come to love me merely for being alive, even descend to contradict that passion and to die. Delve into the ultimate everyday mystery and perish. At length, forever, and to the end, rolling my good eye sideways to observe if you are indeed beside me, still attending and clinging to life and death, each with one hand, drag you, if I can, into death with me, to learn if you truly loved me. Or you lied. So, what's in it after such realization, to squabble for proper billing or renown? Here comes my lady's dresser with some message. It may bring peace or more embarrassment, that's as may be. I'm for whatever comes. I know why fantasy lives in realism's debris. We each have one fantasy. Each is reality.
The love scene in the orchard is prepared. You'd better go and dress. Are you all right?
My dear, you question as if you really cared. The answer to your kind concern is yes. It's my one chance to sit down here this evening. What Shakespeare, Freud, and Patrick say is true. The world is a stage we are all going through.
Oh, mournful lovers. And it's not your fault. I didn't get to see the whole first act, but I did catch enough of it to know how those linocinant actors 1 and 2 laid all this merciless misery on you. Who hit? Oh, it's you. What are you two up to?
Well, we're up to you if you're up to us.
Now that sort of talk don't belong in this act, which is serious.
We want to see your mistress.
She's too busy getting ready for the reconciliation scene. Now you two made enough trouble. Just go off, learn your closing song, and be good.
But we just want you to tell her she doesn't have to call us back out.
And we're not even angry that she hasn't.
Right? The way he sees it makes us look good.
You should have heard some of our wilder schemes.
We thought we could drive the lovers to suicide.
Or to murder one another.
Yes, and then turn it into a play about us mourning for them.
Weeping for them.
And being punished.
By the gods!
Or saved by the love of a good woman.
I.e. yourself.
Or any number of other things. Maybe a war play.
With us as the good guy.
And Fatso as the bad guy.
Or even a hideous O'Neill-type rivalry play about who gets to be the lead next.
With all sorts of ranting and raving and comporting and murdering and legacy.
And all sorts of marvelous carryings on.
With mad laughter at the end of scenes.
And what did you finally decide?
Oh, my dear.
What did appeal to us was a slapstick comedy.
Yes, with you named Monica.
So we can say funny lines like...
Oh, Monica! We must stop meeting like this.
But
And that's supposed to be funny?
well, it's a joke at the time.
What we really want to tell you
Is that we decided...
that no play, no kind of play, is as good as the kind of a play where the lovers get back together.
And we want you to tell that to your mistress.
Oh, you do you?
Yes. Please.
Well, I want to tell you something. I am onto your tricks, and you're not about to get me involved in them. I will tell her no such thing, and don't you dare try to mess in while she's getting ready. Just leave and make sure you get off the stage when they meet.
But you don't understand.
We have reformed.
Oh, that's silly. You can't be heroes and villains both. That sort of thing don't happen in real plays.
She didn't believe us.
I don't blame her.
But that's terrible.
Well, then let's after her and tell her!
We after her. We told her. Didn't work.
I see a situation in the working here which may be worse than any eye could foster. Am I unnecessary to this horror? Has all my fume and fluster been gratuitous? Will I be forgotten in the final fuss? No! Not if I stick to my arcane intent to have your hate where they would have your heart's ease. I see disaster in the future, and could move to stop it, and won't do so. So, I'll be negative, villain, but still master. Let no man grow accustomed to love's absence, or he'll do this that I do now. so gladly. All is in readiness for our final scene, which, for the sake of light effects, is laid in the layered light of a moonlit forest glade.
Did my eyes get wider, or did you get brighter?
Oh, can love be so easily refanned? When you came backstage, told me you'd repented, squeezed my hand and would not let me stammer, but sat right down to change and do your makeup, I knew that sin lives not far from redemption. It's true. I've loved you since we've met, longed to impress you, marveled as time went on, came to admire, hoped you might admire, and now, with irony's intentions gone, we sit together in lovely light, and all I see is you and call it fair.
Peace, honor, fame, these things are all abstractions. But whatever they are, they live in simple things. It is peaceful to be here, honorable to believe you, and if done well, well, fame might well ensue. I am so tired of evil. Evil's tired. I long to be soft and musical and with you.
When this play's done, let's do another play.
Why not? And then another. Bob's got lots.
And just light-hearted comedies.
With songs.
Oh, it'll be lovely. Oh, speak the final speech, and we'll have much to talk on, each to each.
Yes. Well, I've been through so much. It seems like dreams it was. And now it's over. Here's the closing thought. There's little that's worth distrust of one another. It's taken so long to even approach to trust.
What are you doing here? Go away!
Yeah, we just want to tell you everything is all right.
Go away, you'll ruin everything.
With the what?
Listen, my lord.
Oh, nothing, I guess. Someone whispering, perhaps an echo.
No.
No, please, don't dissemble, darling. I'm not accusing. Let me go on. The winds of our lives are so entwined together.
Whatever you're
we
scheming,
can't see
forget about
where
it.
we come
We don't want any
Where?
part of it.
What?
We said.
Don't, sir, just be quiet. Just get down. You'll ruin everything. You get down. You're supposed to be a worshiper.
What? What? It's nothing, I guess. It's my own malady. That's it.
Please,
No,
please, my lord,
no.
listen.
I won't, don't, can't, shan't doubt you. Let me conclude.
Oh,
And the wine is a thing of mystery.
Please, one of you go away!
Let's go, we're trying to help you.
To the vine. Is an individual in the vine.
Explain.
Explain later! You're ruining the very nicest part of the show and I won't hear of it! The actors have to have integrity!
Look! Turn around! Look! She's betraying you again! Come up! 1, 2, what are you doing here? Ruining this scene!
Oh my God, I can't stick my fingers in my eyes and ears both.
Get out, for pity's!
Oh, for pity's sake!
My lord! Will you not listen to this silence?
In truth, my lord, we know what you must think.
And how do they know it if it isn't true?
Most wretched toad. Most obscene reformer. So, to reform the elements of grace.
To fit myself.
To fit you were the convulse.
Hey, what is this? Those sound more like my lines.
My lord, think not this is more unprofessional.
She's straight, my lord, and we did not conspire.
Oh, how they conspire not to conspire!
How could you do this? And at such a point? What point in Rococo reiteration? My God, to put me through such horror twice were once not enough to damn you in my sight and set the claws of hell to both mine eyes and lay me like a dead dog in the dirt.
It was an accident.
And so it is.
It really is.
You lie!
Why should I lie?
You speak the truth.
Back down, you! When would a werewolf for a watchdog do?
My lord, you do injustice.
Fire sets fire!
But you would beat us up right here on the stage.
Oh my God, I'm going mad!
Just understand,
Get out!
Get out.
when we get set the thing to rights,
Said what?
Then what to write?
The ruins?
The dread?
Oh, canny tricksters!
Back yourself down, ton upon ton, before I fall on you!
Fall on me? Then you admit you fell.
I fell from grace.
And first you called me
You called him on?
But that was in the script.
It isn't.
to a larger sense.
Oh, you shut up.
Aha! The dogs are set to squabbling.
Over bones.
No, this is my fault for omitting grace.
Omission of commitment was your sin.
Oh, and you gave me no motive for inaction.
Stop. You pulled the trigger in my mouth. Where is the fault? Let me shoot bullets in. Where is the wound? I'll cut away the rot. My God, I have destroyed this play through ignorance.
No, I have destroyed it by being too goddamn good.
I destroyed it, deliberate and with intent.
Die! You accidentally destroyed it. And I helped.
Oh, there is nothing now but suicide.
Yes, and I will, right here, upon this stage.
I will. No, I will.
You what?
I'll kill myself.
Have you not done enough already?
Oh, honey, even the ending.
You're both fired.
Hey, you get tough.
No, I'll show you how tough I get. If anyone's ending this play with a fatal finale, it's be me. Milady's confident. Be epilogue. Say something after I perish.
And afterwards, after I follow.
Topping me?
Oh no, if anyone should die, it should be me.
Morally maybe right, aesthetically wrong. I should be a wonderful victim.
Victim!
Yes, victims! My victims! All of you! It's I who should be driven to suicide rather than taken! Chase me! Chase me! Put me in the lead!
I'm going!
I'm going! I'm dying!
My punishment awaits!
No, hold on!
Hold on!
I want to die last.
Well, everyone does.
But it's the last distinction.
To die for?
From
Everyone.
And I'll be the one to
No,
do it.
I will.
If I have to kill all of you first,
Or I'll let you kill me. Oh, but then I'll be forgotten in all your suicide.
Julius Caesar wasn't. Am I as great as he? If I'm not, then it's not my fault, and all the more reason
To perish with intensity.
But
not in the midst of a
throng.
If I'm going to suicide, I'm going to do it myself! Thanks! And after first murdering all of you just to live on?
What kind of a famous suicide would that make me?
Oh, my God, I'm going insane. It's turned to farce in my face.
Oh, heaven help me, and the devil take me!
I can't find a rational exit any place.
Everything's tumbled. The ego has stripped and flopped here.
No wonder we need a generous holiday.
But nothing can start until everything is stopped here!
How the hell did I ever get into this anyway?
Shut up.
Shut up!
Who do you think you're fighting with? Who the hell do you think you are? The master of ceremonies?
Come on. Or of those in your own teeth you'd be fighting with.
You 100% overkill! Self-serve and stacker and founded! Oh, let me die! No! Let me die! Oh! Let me die! Oh! Let me die! Oh! Let me die!
No! Let me die! Let me die! Beautifully! Beautifully! In a last aura! Sodden in guilt and repentant above it all! Before I have to find a rhyme for aura! It's no use! It's no use! It's no use! Oh, let me apologize for my friend's disgrace this evening. It's not typical. Oh, lend me a comb? For the love of God, light man, put out the light. The play is over. Thank you. What? Go home.